it's a new project. It's going to be a subscription-based business. It's going to be foil as a service. So the Albatross is made specifically for downwind. So we have two sizes, 1160 and 860.
That sounds amazing. Now, first of all, we need the price. Do you have a price?
Yeah. Price, basically, we took 1/12 of the value of the retail price of the foil.
This episode is sponsored by Foilsessions. Whether it is pump foiling, winging or parawinging, this app tracks time on foil, upwind angles and much more. For downwinding, you can set a destination and you'll get directions on your watch or on the earphones. Try it for free on the link in the description.
This is Up on Foil, the podcast for everyone flying just above the surface. Pump, carve, soar, let's foil!
This episode is also supported by SurfEars, but more on that later.
Welcome to episode number 87 of Up on Foil, the podcast where we talk all about foiling. And today it's with another familiar face. It's with Sam Carrens from Onyx Foils, and he has a lot to tell us. Very exciting news. Sam, thank you very much for taking your time. This is epic. You just came back from Leucate, right? You were a judge there. How was that?
Man, it was sick. It was the first world championship in Parawing. This was unbelievable. Was so funny. So we were judging it was some racing course format. We tried so many different formats and so much fun. And as well, it was the freestyle world championship for the wing foil and was super nice as well. Crazy level, so many women. So historic. It was really cool.
So you were judge as well on the Parawing course?
Yeah, so it was the same team. And I was sitting with Noé Cantaloupe on the finish line. And we were basically making sure that we get the arrival on time and in the right position, of course.
I just talked to Baltz yesterday. Well, when this airs, it's going to be 2 weeks ago. I was on a session with him today, so we talked even more. He said it was epic. Conditions were not too great, unfortunately, but it was so cool. The different formats were great. Is there anything like in the race format where you thought that was good or we should do it differently next time?
Honestly, we tried many things. And there is something that I really liked in one of the format that we did. We did a format that was super easy, like upwind with one BOE and then go downwind with the pump foiling only.
Yeah.
And I felt this was really interesting because the pumping was long and I saw all the riders finishing super tired. And I thought this is the point, of the competition that I like in the pump foil parawing activities, this idea that you can mix the wind and the pumping. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we also did some just reach slalom races. And I think it's still better to do this format, to be fair, because the parawings are still not very developed equally for all the brands. And for the upwind, some brands are doing much better than others. So in my opinion, it was not very relevant to do only one format for this first World Cup. I think it should still be a few formats different.
Would there be a possibility to merge all these? Because there were upwind, downwinders, as you said, I think the third day, if I recall correctly. Yeah. And then there was like crosswind, downwind, crosswind. They had to collapse the parawing. Would it be possible to combine all three and like doing a long upwind and then crosswind, downwind, so they have to stash and redeploy a lot?
Yeah, I think this is basically what we do in the GWA right now for the free fly slalom. And I think we didn't do it this time because it was the first competition and we on purpose didn't want to be too complex with and losing the people. It's the beginning of the sport. It was the first world championship and we really wanted to get more people on board rather than get too many people.
Make it too complicated.
Yeah, people like Bals, they were super happy, super stoked to be there. And we don't really want to have only the race aspect.
Yeah. Okay. And then I thought, and I talked to Baltz about that, It would be super fun. You had the beach finish, right? On the third day. Could there also be a beach start where people have to think about how far they want to paddle out? Because the sooner you take your Parawing out, the faster. But if there are waves, like maybe breaking waves, you don't want to deploy the Parawing yet. So that could be a tactical thing as well. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think we thought about it. The race director, Carlos, he had this in mind, but actually it was a lot of waves on the first 2 days, and we decided not to do it for this reason.
Okay, yeah, too dangerous. And then was the wing competition. Not too much wind there as well. Is that true?
Yeah,
Had the
super
big wings out, huh?
super stressful. As a judge, you understand all the all the circles of the industry and why this competition happened for the sponsors, for the riders, for the industry. And it's definitely not ideal not to have a result at the end of the competition. So as a judge, fully concerned within the team and the organization, I also was feeling stressed about, oh, maybe we don't get results. We need to make choices. And finally, we got lucky and we could make some action. I still think for sure it was not epic, like you get 30 knots of wind, but I have to say the riders were doing, it's even more impressive. You see some riders doing double or triple rotations in 15 knots, and this is
That's
unbelievable.
crazy. And there was a sunrise session as well.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that? Were the riders happy about that?
We don't have the choice. It was the last day. Tramontana, very light Tramontana until 11, 12 a.m. p.m. So a.m. Sorry. So we had to rush and first possible light get started. So this is the magic of the competitions, and I think everyone is actually happy when it happens. Maybe except when it's like 30 knots and too cold. But this time everyone was stoked to be there. And we were so happy that it was windy that we feel, okay, now we can finish the competition.
And the photos, the videos, like that is epic, man. That's so beautiful.
Yeah, and these are not shots that you would usually take, huh? Right?
Yeah.
Julien was taking the videos, epic. Yeah.
And there's a great video out on YouTube, and I watched that, like, I don't know what it's called anymore.
The recap, no?
We're gonna. It's something behind the whatever, but it was epic. Like you see these pros just having a good time talking to each other, not just this happened on that heat, but really how it felt. So that was epic. How is it for you when you're there with these guys? Because you cannot be like a friend because you have to be the judge. Is that difficult sometimes?
Yeah, for me, I feel it's difficult. The head judge is quite strict about this, and he's right because he knows that some things can be misinterpreted. My nature used to be very friendly with people, and I am very fair by nature, so I will never think, oh, this can be interpreted that I'm gonna make this in favor of a rider, because I'm not like this. But people think like this, and this is where it gets very tricky. That if they see you with a rider after 1 hour after the competition, but they think some stuff, So it's actually a bit risky to do some stuff during this competition for the judges.
And then the competition's over, the rider packed their gear. You probably have a debriefing about something like that. How does it look like? Do you stay another day or do you drive home? How long is the drive?
So it was just a debrief after the event because there was no wind in the afternoon. And we were maybe expecting the wind to come back to finalize some Parawing action. And it didn't happen. So we could enjoy just 1 hour sitting all together at the beach and commenting the Parawing format.
Did you know that spending time in cold water and wind can cause your ears to slowly grow extra bone, sometimes enough to block them completely? It's called SurfEars ear or exostosis, and it's part of your body's natural protective response. But ear problems aren't only about cold. Warm or polluted water can also lead to swimmer's ear, infection and inflammation, whether in pools, lakes, or the ocean. SurfEars is the original patented earplug from Sweden. It's modular, customizable, and comfortable, designed to seal from water while keeping hearing and balance intact. sustainably made and trusted by water people worldwide.
And then you drove home immediately. How long was the drive?
I'm
Like 10 hours?
I'm not home. I'm not in Tarifa at the moment. I just went
Ah,
to my hometown in France to see my
okay.
parents a little bit. It was the opportunity.
All right, very nice. And now when is your next event that you have to judge? You have time for Onyx now, or how does it look?
Yeah, so next event is gonna be Tarifa in June, end of June. But I will not be there because you know more than others that I do my Onyx workshop tour in June, and so I will be doing the tour, and this is really something that is deep into my projects and my heart. So I will be on the road with Onyx workshops, but I will be in the Canaries Island for the two next competitions in July.
Maybe for people who don't know about you, they should go back and listen to an episode. I'm not sure which one, but I'm sure we're going to link it so we can get your origin story. You make workshops where people can build foils and also repair workshops. Maybe you can just like give us a few dates or towns that where you're going to be. So if people are listening and they have like scratches on their foil or even broken foils, I don't know, and they want to learn how to repair it, where they can do that.
So there are a few answers. First, more and more people are contacting me online at the moment. So people from Italy, England, that even the US that are far away, they contact me and I give online lessons. I literally make video calls and show people how I send, and they also do it on the other
Nice.
side of the phone. But the workshops, so I will start from Tarifa, and this year actually my furthest point will be in Paris, but I will pass by Switzerland also, and I will also pass by Spain and France. So basically, I plan to be near Valencia, near Barcelona, near Cannes, my hometown. Then I will be in Zurich. I will be around Paris, and I still haven't defined all the places I will go. So probably I might try to be in Silva Plana. I just try to respond to the people that contact me as well. So if you listen and you are interested to host a workshop, this is still time to do it, you know?
Nice. Very nice. And you have a new van, right? You come with a van with Onyx, so that's super cool.
Yeah, it's a van that I built to make the workshop. So everything is built to welcome the foils and the molds. And yeah, so people can build a foil, they can keep it if they want, so I can finish it on the road, or they can also do the repair workshop, which is super interesting as well, because people in 3 hours, they leave with their own foil that is fully repaired. I also bring the varnish, the compressor with the paint gun, and I did one, like the first workshop in Zurich in January, and it was unbelievable. The people, they could not believe it.
That is so nice. I have a question. Because when I remember we also did some foil repairs when I was at your workshop, and then we sanded the foils, and we sanded it at the lake. Now we wear masks because this carbon fiber is not good if you breathe it in, but I assume it's not good if you wash it in the lake either.
No,
Is that not a problem?
it is. It is a problem. But I already have this conversation with someone online. Where do you want to put it? This is quite tricky to know where. Like basically, you could recollect the dust and use the dust to mix with resin to make a very solid paste to repair again. But if you use water, you will need to wait that it dries and collect it. Like I don't think it's very
impossible.
realistic.
Okay.
I think it's definitely polluting to repair a foil, but it's way, way less than getting a new one.
All right. So it's like not, it's the lesser of two evils, let's say.
For sure, by far. There is no
Okay.
way to compare.
All right. But you have, and we're going to talk about your new idea. You have a great idea. You talked to me a little bit about it. It's your foil hive, is it called?
Yeah. So this is the big news and first podcast where we say it together. So it's a new project.
Yes. What is it, man?
It's gonna be, I think, epic. It's gonna be a subscription-based business. It's gonna be foil as a service. So basically, people will be able to subscribe to Foil Hive, which is gonna be a non-profit, and they will be able to get for a very interesting price a complete foil set or spare parts of this foil, and they will have the subscription running per month. They will be able to switch foil whenever they want. They will be able to cancel the subscription whenever they want, and they will also have a foil care included in a way that all these scratches and bad things that can happen to a foil will be repaired for free when they return the foil.
That sounds amazing. Now, first of all, we need the price. Do you have a price?
Yeah. Price, basically, we took 1/12 of the value of the retail price of the foil. So basically for a stabilizer, just to start with the beginning, the products we start to propose will be only onyx foils at the beginning. We can talk later about future expansions and ideas, but we decided to go only with onyx foils because these are products that I'm building myself in Tarifa, that I know and I can repair perfectly. And also we only wanted to start with the foil to be very simple and focus on offering the best experience to the people. So here we want to offer a premium service, and we don't really want to say, okay, we're gonna offer the board, the wing, this brand, that foil. This can be in the future, but at the beginning, logistically wise, it was super easy to send the foil from Tarifa, repair it in Tarifa, everything in the same place. So that being said, price of Onyx stabilizer is 250 euro, and if you divide it by 12, you get to 20 euro per month. So for 20 euro per month, you will be able to get one additional stab. For example, if you go 2 months in a place and you want to test something with a glide, where you're gonna go downwinding, you can subscribe to an additional tailwing, and you only pay 40 euro for the 2 months, and then you return it. If there is scratches or you don't care, it will be fixed at Onyx.
All right. So maybe we have to do like a full setup so people can really understand what that means. And I'm just going to go on your website to see we have these foil packs. Is that also possible to take this price, or do we have to look at everything individually?
Yeah, so there will be a website for Foil Hive. I don't know if you want me to share you the link right now, but it's actually already online. We're gonna start the promotion very soon. And basically the price for the full set with the aluminum masts, with the covers and the bags, everything included, is gonna be between 120 and 155 euro per month. It depends of the size of the front wing. If you take the very big, huge foils, the Osprey 2250, it's gonna be slightly more expensive.
But let's say 150 per month, right? So if you go on vacation, because most of us, they use their foils maybe in summer and then maybe a week or two when they go on vacation. And during the whole winter, they can just return it and then like get new stuff the next spring, or how does that work?
Yeah, man, you are pointing one of the example that it's super interesting for the people. You go, 2 months on holidays, the rest of the year you are not foiling for which reason. Then you can just get one front wing or two front wings, two tail wings, and the mast. You get 2 months of use. You return it, no problem with the maintenance. And if you progressed and you would like to get another one later, then you can pause the subscription for X months. And when you reactivate it, you get the other foil that you want.
Is it also possible, because I'm thinking vacation, and when I look at my car, I don't have a van, but when I look at my car and I go on vacation, there's so much stuff in there. Is it also possible for me to, if I say I go on vacation for 2 weeks, to order it to that place?
Yes. Only at the beginning, only in Europe. That's going to
Yeah.
be only in Europe for logistic reasons. But yeah, definitely. So you can register, you can say, I want to have it shipped there. We will send it. And when you arrive, you have your foil and then you can return it.
Who are you gonna send it with? Is it because these logistics are sometimes difficult? Does that count as well to the time that I need it? So if it takes, let's say, a week or two to send it, is that on my time?
No, the subscription starts when you receive the foil.
Okay.
So you subscribe, we send it, and when you receive the foil, it starts. Also, the subscription ends when you send us the foil. So let's say you go on the website, you finish your subscription. It's going to be very easy. You need to pack the foil, and when you print the label, we will be able to detect that it's been shipped, it's been finished to prepare for shipment, and then we stop the subscription.
All right. Do you help with sending stuff like that? Because I once tried to send foils with DPD, I think it was. It was so difficult. It was a pain. Like, do you have like return options so I can print out the like, you know, the address and whatnot?
Yeah. So basically, we're gonna, as a non-profit, we're gonna have a lot of credits. So we want to give people credits, and one of the way to earn credits is gonna be to keep the box, the package that we send to you, and to reduce the environmental costs and waste. And you can keep this box, put the foil back in, put the label that we will send you. Actually, as soon as you finish your subscription, you will receive the label straight ahead. And you put the label on, you can drop off to the next closest location point, and done. You don't really need to focus on it anymore.
All right. That is very interesting. How much does shipping like that cost? Is that also added to my bill?
Yeah, so the customer will have to pay for the shipping back, so to you and also back to Onyx. To be more or less saying numbers, it's about between 30 and 40 euro from Tarifa all the way to Germany. When you go a bit more above, up Germany, Norway and stuff, it starts to be more expensive.
Is it also possible to like rent it for summer and then let's say in October I visit Tarifa and bring it to you in person?
Of course, 100%.
All right.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And there are many ways that so we have this credit system, and you collect the credits. And when you have enough credits, you can, for example, have a free shipment. So
Okay.
we really want the credits to be a way that people are motivated to feel part of the community, not a way that we manipulate buying behavior, you know. So if you collect the credits by doing some actions that I can explain later, you will be able to have, for example, a free shipment. But you can also have free Foil Hive t-shirts. You can also make a donation to NGO. So we have chosen Ocean Protect as an NGO. Yeah, there are other possibilities with the credits.
That is nice. Do you want to tell us more about those credits? How you can earn those?
Yeah. So yeah, you have different ways to earn them. I'm just gonna take my notes because I want to be very
Sure.
complete. So yeah, basically, you have first of all a monthly loyalty credits. So every month you earn 5 credits. And when you go, so it's gonna be a non-profit, and we will set up some meetings where people will be able to assist to the assembly. So every year we will do non-profit meeting about the year and how it goes, the numbers, and this will be public and every customer can join. So this is a community meeting, and if you attend the meeting, you win credits. When you do some volunteering, you also win credits. When you post on social media with the hashtag FoilHive, you will win credits. If you make a review, you will make credits. If you put a review on the website, you win credits. When you return the same box that we shipped to you, you win the credits. When you collect a bag of trash at your local spot,
Nice.
you will win a lot of credits. And you will also be able to win a lot of credits if you per successful referral to other customer. So this is at the moment all the ideas we got to have people earning the credits.
That sounds very interesting. That sounds super cool. That's something that is new. No one else does it, right?
No, absolutely no one. And this is why it is different than simple leasing. A lot of people ask me, why is a subscription? Why is a non-profit? And the credits is really the way for us to capture the essence of the community feeling that we want to raise. Basically, our goal is to make foiling accessible to everyone.
That is super cool. Like, I assume you've talked to a lot of people already about that project. How do they react? Like, do they say, yeah, that will never work, or are they supportive? How is it?
They actually, the hype is real. And I think with my experience of Onyx and making a company, I can feel that it's going to be very powerful, this project. Because when you take very simple example, people think about the money, right? And when you make some simulations, you quickly understand that there will be so many cases where you will be able to save a lot of money. So there will be also, to be fully transparent, there are also cases where it's not interesting to use Foil Hive, and you will rather buy another foil you can buy from Onyx. Actually, you will have buyout discounts with Onyx, obviously, but you can buy other brands. If you are in this case, it means that you are maybe a very experienced riders, that you know what you want to ride, you are fully aware of the markets, and you want to keep one foil or one material for a long time. When you are in this situation, it makes more sense to buy something. But for many other situations, like if you do many sports or if you are a beginner, this is gonna be epic. For example, you are a beginner, you just finish a few lessons in your school, you have no idea about if you're gonna like it, if you do more sessions, you have no idea what to buy. You want to start with something good, but it costs a lot of money. So you don't know how to resell it. You don't know what to choose for the sizes. There are so many problems that we identified, and we will publish in the next weeks a lot about this in Instagram and social networks, so people can really see these issues, and yeah, so you are a beginner, and basically with Foil Hive, you will be able to subscribe for the biggest and most appropriate foil for your first session.
Do you help people choose that foil?
Yes, definitely. People can reach out to us. There will be a community with a lot of materials. I made already videos where I explain which foil is made for you, and the people will have access to all of this content, so they can be guided into the foils that they want and they need. So yeah, you are a beginner. You will basically need the biggest foil only for a few sessions, right? Only until you get flying. So you will get maybe a 2000 on a 1800 for 5 sessions, which can be 1 month if you go regularly. And then you would like to switch. So you will send us back this one and just get the other one, slightly smaller. And
how long does that usually take?
to change the foil.
Yeah.
So we want to be super fast for the foil change, 1 week. So you notify people will have access on the real-time storage in Onyx. They will know what foil is available, and when they make the change, they ask for the change. We will ship it the next Tuesday after it's been asked.
All right. I like you continue. You were just saying. I was just interrupting you. Sorry.
No, but I was saying that there are so many cases where if you start to make the numbers, which we did, makes so much sense to use this foil Hive subscription. So yeah, beginner, you will change your foil maybe 4 times in the beginning. If you go a lot, 4 times in a year, and maybe the stabs as well. So it makes so much sense. Beginner, you will also scratch your foil a lot. If you do a lot of different sports, if you are a very good pump foiler and you want to start wing foiling, you will not have the same wing. Or if you want to start surf foiling, you will not choose the same front wing. And if you want to try, you don't know if it's gonna work, you can just get it for 2 months, 1 month, X sessions, and return it back. Or maybe you say, maybe it's too big for me, so I can get a smaller foil in the end. And you don't have all this hassle of selling on second hand, have it repaired before, send it to someone by your own mean. So it's easier to simplify to make accessible this foiling experience.
Can people who like are on the subscription and they used your subscription for a couple of months and then they want to buy one of these foils, can you use their credits as well to buy a foil? Is that also something, or is it just going to be like the full price then?
No, there will be a buyout discount for all the customers.
I mean, it sounds really interesting. Also, because as we established, no one does that. Have you like tried it? Are people already on so you can see how it works, what the problems are, or is it gonna be as soon as it's online, it's gonna be very wild for you?
So I haven't tried it, but with Onyx and some exchange program that I've run the last years, I have a very specific idea of the needs of the customer. And to be more complete about your question, we are gonna open the beta version that is gonna last for 1 month. It's gonna open actually in the next days, very next days. And we prepared a quiver of 12 complete sets and 20 front wings that are available now and that people will be able to pick up as soon as possible. So it's a limited offer, and it's going to be a beta version for the first month, and we will see how it goes. We will improve, we will correct some stuff, learn, but also, of course, people that will register in this beta version, they will be rewarded with 30 credits. So it's basically free shipping at the beginning and this kind of stuff.
Do you already have people who you talk to who said, I'm gonna test that?
Yes.
So out of these 10, no, how many did you say beta places?
Yeah, like at the moment we have 12 complete sets that are ready.
And how many are still available?
I didn't have people making reservations yet, because I didn't want to push for it until everything is ready, and I don't want people to say yes before they really saw everything and all the advantage. So until it's official for the next weeks, I already have people that told me that they would likely book it, but I told them to wait and that it's official.
So before we get into your quiver, what wings you offer, if I remember correctly, you do a lot of adaptations as well. So if someone has a good board and a mast and they just want to try their foil, you have adapters or fuselages that you can also like custom make, or which ones are already ready? So which brands can you use or combine with Onyx foils?
So North mast, Indiana mast, subfoil mast, Airrush mast, AK, F1.
F1 has a new system though, right?
Yeah, not the new system of F1 yet. Levitas. Yeah, basically already all of this.
You probably have a list, right?
Yeah, I will make a list. I have a list for sure. But yeah, basically for all these brands, if you are really good, if you have a really good carbon mass, you are super happy about it, please don't change it. That's not the goal. But of course, you can subscribe to only the spare parts of the quiver, so the fuselage that fits your mast, the front wing and the tail wing, and you can, for a very cheap price, adapt entire plane on your masts, and then you can use the subscription, for example, for the tail wings. I want a second tail wing. I pay 20 euro this month, and I can try a glide tail wing if I'm more used to carving waves, but I really want to go maybe gliding this month. I'm in Hawaii, I want to do downwinds. Okay, I take this super high aspect glide tail and I can use it for 1 month.
Very nice. So let's get, and I'm just gonna go on your website. You probably know it by heart. We have the Osprey, which are, and correct me if I'm wrong, also for pump foiling, right?
Yes.
Then we have the Stingray, which are surfy, and we have the Albatross, which are more downwind focused, high aspect wings.
Yes. So
Can you tell me maybe some more about those foils? Maybe also about the sizes, so people know what they're getting into.
yeah, sure. So the Albatross is made specifically for downwind. So we have two sizes, 1160 and 860. The Stingray is made for freestyle wing foiling and also for kite foiling. So they are really good kite foils. So all the persons that aim to do bigger or learn kite foiling or do wing foil freestyle, they should go for this family. And the Osprey is very versatile range. So it's basically super polyvalent for wing foil and surf foil. And the biggest sizes are excellent for beginners, wing foil, and also pump foilers in any level you have.
And we see the number. The number is area, right?
Yeah, sorry. With Onyx, I count the numbers as area, projected area.
No, that's good. It's good to know. All right, so Ospreys, you have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sizes, from 550 area to 2,250. That's huge. And the downwind foils, the Albatross 1250 span and 1062 span, and the Stingray look really nice as well. Like those look fun. Those look playful. Then you also have a bunch of tail wings, right?
Yeah. So actually, if you are riding another brand, I do a lot of adaptations of my tails to other brands. For example, the latest 130 square cm glide tail that I've made is aspect ratio of 17.5. And this is a really nice tail, in my opinion. And also a lot of people already order it to be mounted on their own brand. And they love it so much. They say it's really nice. And it's an example of what you could do with foil hive. You can just say, I have an Elevate foil set. I want more glide. I'm gonna register to Foil Hive, pay 20 euro per month, and try this stabilizer.
That is specifically made to fit your own fuselage.
Yes, so I send a shim, a 3D printed shim, and also a tail wing with the right spacing of the screws.
Wow. So if I were to test this glide, which is a dagger, which is super slim, it's probably thin as well, huh?
Yeah, but
have
it's not
perfect
so
glide.
thin, because this tail wing, I modified the profile, and I choose it to make it a bit more thick a bit more rounded in the leading edge and slightly more thick. And I've noticed it's working actually better So a lot of foils are super slim at the moment, super thin. And I believe that keeping a round leading edge is somehow very beneficial for the foil.
Due to stability or what?
Yeah, it gives a lot of power as well. Like I've noticed that the super high aspect foils that have very thin tips, for example, I think that the tips are not very useful in the end. In this, if the cord is too small and the profile is not thick enough, you don't have enough thickness, it's like generating drag, but I don't think it's really useful. And I was actually talking with Vals a few days ago, and we agree on this. We were saying like, hey, the foils, they should not be so thin and sharp in the edges.
Yeah, also like safety wise. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have this half of a knot speed difference, who cares really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe people do, but
Well, foiling
you
is
never know.
a geek place. Everyone has different
That's true.
goals.
That's true. That's true. Which is nice as well. But if let's say I want to put that as we've established on my Indiana fuselage, I would have to send you like the space between the holes or the center of the holes, or would that work?
In most of the brands, I already have this data, but of course, sometimes it requires that people help me a bit. So it can be some situations where it's not that easy. But for example, I have a customer living in Tarifa that came with his core setup a few weeks ago. We make a measurement, 5 minutes. I make the shim, I print it, and the day after, he could try, and then he was super happy. So in Tarifa, I have access to basically all the other brands, and people bring their foils to me to get the foil repair. So every week I'm repairing foils from other brands, not
Oh,
only mine.
nice.
It's very
So
well
you
known in
measure them
Tarifa.
real quick when you get them.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, and
Sure.
also I get data.
Like that, you don't have to buy everything, right?
Yeah. I can also test their material. So Tarifa is a very...
That was my next question. When you get like a super foil, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna repair it, but just to see if it really works, I'm gonna go for a spin on the water.
I ask the people, but the Tarifa is a super open-minded place. The people are really passionate about water sports, and yeah, everyone is connected in Tarifa. You are friends with everyone, especially sometimes they are leading other brands, but we don't really care. We are all friends.
That is so nice. I still think the foiling community is that way. Sometimes when I look at some problems that arise, it's mostly with motors in surfer areas. But usually, other than that, it's still pretty good. Like, have you had like bad vibes somewhere with foilers and between foilers?
No, never. Actually, never, really.
Let's hope that it stays that way. Is there anything else, Sam, that people need to know about that foil hive? Maybe also who came up with the name?
So yeah, that's a very good question. The team, what is gonna be the team in Foil Hive? So I partnered with two other people. One person is named Nico. He's actually a lawyer and he's helping on all the...
Ooh, so watch out.
yeah. He's helping on all the administrative things around Foil Hive. So the company is actually a Belgium non-profit company. It's based in Belgium. He's also a Onyx customer, and he came to me with this idea a year ago. So he was like, Sam, I really want to make foiling more accessible. What about we do this with your foils? And that's why we created Foil Hive. And so the hive is the idea of the hive is, where you have all these bees always going back and forth, is also to have this foil as a bee that comes back and forth, that maybe 1 month is in Belgium, the other month is in Portugal with somebody else, and is really this community feeling that we wanted to get with the name. And other person working on Foil Hive is James. So he is actually a very good videographer, He's a lot into AI, marketing, building websites, and he's building our sick websites. And he's also very connected to me and Onyx because we did a short movie about 2 years ago about Onyx in general. So he already knew a lot about what I was doing. So his experience is super valuable to make the project very understandable from the people with the website and the media, and also to help a lot on the logistics side to make all this experience super friendly and super easy for the customer. Of course, having Nico as a lawyer is super interesting because he's super organized in his head, and everything, he got so many ideas. For example, the credits, I need to give him credits. It was his idea. And it's so nice. I was like, man, you are a genius. It's just made to make me happy about getting Foil Hive, about the pricing as well. We discussed a lot before we chose a higher price, but in the end we were like, I don't think I will buy this product for that price, this subscription, but for 120 euro per month with all the advantage, it's actually make a lot of sense. And when you make the calculation, it's super smart. So yeah, all the three of us, I think we make a good team. And yeah, we want to have people having a good experience. Maybe I should precise, there will be no deposits on the Foil Hive. So, but with the help of Nico, we will also register your cards and your data when you register, in a way that there will be, of course, full penalties if you keep the foil, if you break it and you don't want to send it back, if you steal it. This is a concern, and we're gonna be super organized and strict on this. So, of course, the foiling community is not like every community. I will say that people are super friendly. It's a small community, and we count on the responsibility of the people that they take care of their foil. If people just trash the foil and completely break it or never send it back, it's gonna be, of course, we will take some money from this, like we will pre-lap.
Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
normal.
Sure.
So there's no
You cannot
but there is
just,
no
like,
deposits.
give
So
everyone foils.
you start
Okay.
from the first subscription, and you don't spend any more money. When you start the subscription, you will have the Shopify price, and this is all the costs. Is no more cost. It's super transparent.
That is epic. I was just thinking, because you said that, was it James who has built the website?
Yes.
What's the website?
So the website is gonna be named Foil Hive, so you will be able to find it under Foil Hive. You can actually Google it now.
Foilhive.com.
Yeah, foilhive.com.
All right. And it's yellow. It's got this bee hive. What is it? A hexagon, or what is six?
Yes,
side?
we will use the hexagon for sure. That's the website is still not 100% finished today as you are viewing it right now, but it will be in about a week.
So once this podcast is out, it's gonna be on.
Yeah.
And it really looks cool. If I recall correctly, you make the covers for the foils out of old wetsuits.
Yes.
Do you still have enough wetsuits, or people need to like when they send the foil back, they can also get some credits when they put some extra wetsuit in?
That's a very good idea. Yeah, we could do this for sure. That would be super nice, and we can give credits to the people. And so I just mentioned also, now that we speak about the covers, that the covers and our super nice new foil bag that you can put as a bag,
nice.
especially for pump foil as a backpack, they're gonna be included in the subscription. So if you register for the full pack, you get the covers and the bag included for this 120 euros. If you select only the plain, you will get the covers included, but not the foil bag. So the foil bag is only if you subscribe to the full pack.
Like with the mast and the fuselage and everything. Yeah,
but screws get included. So if you pay 20 euro for your stab, you get also the 2 screws that goes with it. So there is no additional cost. Everything is included.
Screws is a good question. And like, what screws do you have? Titanium screws?
Inox at the moment. I
Okay.
do sell titanium, but at the moment this will be more something that you can buy, and you can have the inox that works super good.
Okay. Okay. Is it gonna be a T30 screw head, or do you send the tool with it?
We will send the tools, and it's gonna be a T40 for the big M8 and T30 for the small M6. So screws and screwdriver will be shipped with the foil. So you receive your package, everything is included. You will have the video tutorial how to mount it that I already made. You just go, you just ride. If you scratches, nothing happen. If you break the tip, nothing happen. You don't really need to ride with this fear. Oh, I'm gonna break it when I arrive to the beach. And it's so funny because for the social media campaign for the start, I already interviewed about 12 riders in Tarifa. So from some of my interns that are very random riders to, for example, riders like Noé, which is a provider for North, and a bit of everyone in between, all the levels, boys, girls, pump foilers, whatever. And in these interviews, it was so interesting, man. I learned so many things about the relationship that people have with foiling. And one thing that was very common was obviously the fear of damaging your gear. So you buy something that's worth a lot of money, and after only a few sessions, even one session, if you scratch it on the rock, it's worth half of the value.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here it will not be a problem anymore. If you break the tips, well, you just send it back. It's gonna be repaired for free, and you just have to swap your foil. And 1 week after, you get a new one. And actually, it can be opportunity to change the size, for example.
That sounds like a lot of work for you. Do you have like backup people who can help you with that?
Yeah, it's gonna be
once this really takes off.
yeah, it's gonna be some volunteering included, but basically, it's easy to scale up the repair in Onyx. In Tarifa, I have a big workshop, and I wish I could have more work to hire more people. At the moment, I have 5 people working for me doing this, but I wish it could be more work in Europe for Europeans, and that's it gets started. So repairs, I don't really like. Basically, to be totally transparent, the cost to swap your foil is gonna be 50 euro unless you use the credits. So if you want to swap 4 times your foil during the year, it's gonna be additional 200 euros in total. With this 50 euro,
just to get new ones, to get shiny new foils,
exactly.
right?
With this 50 euro foil Hive, we pay Onyx 50 euro for the repair, which is the price of the price I charge to the customers when they come in Tarifa. So if you have a scratch on your front wing, I will repair it for 50 euro.
Can people who have a scratch contact you and say, maybe I could just like fix it myself? Is that an option too?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't have recorded special tutorials about it yet, but for example, next Monday I have a tutorial with 2 people online that are interested to repair their foils, and I already did one, for example, in United States that was super successful. Like the person was able to repair his foil in the US when I was in Tarifa, just by showing and explaining things with the videos in the workshop. So hey, take this paper. So before the meeting, I send a list of things to buy. And I probably also receive this list, as you are in some groups where we are in common. And people receive the list. They can buy it on Amazon, the sending paper, the tools. And when they are with all the tools, we make the video, and I show them, hey, for this, you need to send like this. And I do it, and they can see it.
That is beautiful, man. And people who have already been at your workshop and know how to do that, maybe they can do it even better. That is epic, man. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about Foil Hive?
To be honest, a lot I could speak about hours about it. But yeah, at the moment, unless you ask me more questions, I don't really see what to say additional. I would rather recommend people that when the podcast is out, they can check the website, and we will publish a lot on Instagram as well in the first month. So yeah, next big path for us is the beta version that is gonna become live by the time the podcast is published. And so yeah, I invite people that are motivated to try this Foil Hive project to be prompt to get it, because it's gonna be limited offer. And also they will get credits to get, for example, a free shipping in the beginning.
That is nice. Well, I think then we addressed everything. It's super exciting. And with that whole idea of not just consuming, but really looking after our planet, I really like it. Because, we always think that foiling, it's good because all we need is wind and water and maybe sun, but it's so much more. So that's a really great thing. And then thank you so much for that, man.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
be
then,
the most circular economy as possible in the foil. With Onyx, I was already having this exchange program and trash is cash program that are very nice. But here it's like looping everything, and it's fully circular economy. It's I think I will call it, to be honest, I will call it as a social innovation. A lot of people like to innovate in the foil industry and to say it's a game changer, but I would also say that socially speaking, it's going to be a game changer. Maybe in the future, probably we will open to other brands and other products, but it's not that easy to copy this process. If you are a big brand that produce your foil in Asia, you cannot maintain them as easily. So we need to be careful with who we partner and how we do it to be able to deliver the same experience with other products as well.
Well, again, thank you so much, Sam, for doing this for the whole community, for the planet, for everyone. And if anyone still has questions, of course, they can contact you on, let's just double check, foilhive.com. And can you maybe just repeat your Instagram where people can find you as well?
Yeah, the Foil Hive Instagram will be live very soon as well. So by the time it's published.
All right. Thank you very much, Sam. Thank you very much for everyone who listened, tuned in, and see you guys in the next one.
See you.